Hello, welcome. So when I tell people I develop technology for language learning, they sometimes say, but will we even need to learn languages in a few years when AI makes live translation possible? That's a whole separate discussion, which I'll say a bit about at the end of this video. But when I heard that Google Meet calls can now do live translation between English and Spanish, it made me realise that this technology is getting closer and more accessible. But right now, in 2025, how effective is this newly launched technology? Can you rely on Google Meet's live translation feature? How accurate is it? I tested it with a friend. Here's my review with recordings of the experience. First, a little bit about me. I've been working in language learning technology for over 15 years. I have a degree in linguistics and phonetics, and I'm a qualified language teacher. I run the app Spoken, which is for English and Spanish learners who are intermediate level and above. If that sounds like you, have a look at it. Okay, so first here's what I liked about this tool. The voice was very natural and sounded just how a human would on a video call. I wouldn't have known I was talking to an AI voice. I'll play it later in the video. Overall, we managed to communicate some of what we wanted to, but here are some things that need to improve. So the translations were often inaccurate compared to what the original Google Translate app is capable of. In other words, live translation got things wrong that Google Translate can translate perfectly well. And it wasn't just minor inaccuracies. It was sometimes wrong to the point of making no sense at all in the context of the conversation. Here are a couple of examples. ¿Cuál sitio fue tu sitio favorito en estos países?
What site was introduced in these countries?
I'm not sure what that means.
Great. Are you going to take care of the hotel reservations and flights?
Genial. ¿Vas a cuidar de los pescadores y peleas?
So this means, are you going to take care of the fishermen and fights? I certainly wouldn't want to rely on this to negotiate an important deal or even make a plan for anything. You turn up on your business trip expecting a fight with fishermen and you're sorely disappointed. The difference in accuracy between traditional Google Translate and Google's live translation feature might be because Google Translate is translating text, but live translation uses a much more complex AI model of embedding, where it's only translating audio at a phoneme level. I don't fully understand it. Even when the translated speech made sense and was understandable, the translation sometimes contained some errors that would be typical of a non-native speaker. Here's an example. También he estado en Colombia, solo de vacaciones durante 2 semanas.
I have also been in Colombia, just on vacation during 2 weeks. So,
in other words, the live translation contained errors that would be corrected by an English teacher and that weren't given in the traditional Google Translate app. Maybe this is an active decision from Google to make it more authentic, but it seems weird to deliver mistakes like this just for the sake of authenticity. Another negative was that it wouldn't activate every time. I tested with one friend and it worked. We were using Google Chrome browser on desktop, both of us in London. I then tried with another friend, again, Google Chrome browser on desktop, both of us in London, and it wouldn't activate from my friend's side. And all of us were on up-to-date MacBooks. There is a short delay of a second or two before you hear the translation. Some people may say the delay is a negative point, but I don't see how that can be completely eliminated. Maybe it could be reduced slightly more, but due to different languages using different word orders, you could never start translating something until a phrase is complete. And this is currently only available between English and Spanish, and only available to paying users. To access this feature, you have to be subscribed to Google AI Pro, which costs $25 a month, although there is a free trial available. So that's the review finished, but I'll add my thoughts on whether I think live translation is an adequate substitute for learning a language. I think not always. We've seen the translation inaccuracies, but assuming those will improve in future, I still don't think it's a good substitute for actually speaking the language. It works well in one-to-one conversation where each side can patiently wait for the small delay. But imagine a high-pressure business meeting with 4 people, each desperate to make their point as fast as possible. If 3 are speaking the same language and 1 has translation turned on, the person using Translate is going to be a couple of steps behind and may lose out. It's great for one-off conversations between people who don't need to communicate often, but if you're using the language on a daily basis or living in a country where the language is spoken, it could be strange to live like that long term. Some people may think they'd be happy to use this on a daily basis, but I think that in social and business situations, there will always be more respect for someone who's made the effort to learn the language of the people they're living and working among. However, this technology is a gift for people who need to communicate one-to-one on an infrequent basis. And to use the current mantra we trot out for anything AI related right now, it's only going to get better, and that will happen very fast. Thanks for watching. You can check out my other videos about language learning technology and subscribe to see what I do in the future.